Well, welcome back to Cityline. And you're not seeing double, although it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? This segment is with somebody who I absolutely love and just admire to the moon and back. We're talking about Abby Murray. She is our Tacoma Poet Laureate. And as we've been chit chatting, I found out that she has her PhD. So, welcome to Cityline, Dr. Abby Murray. It's great to have you back.
Thank you very much, Amanda Westbrook. I'm really, really glad to be here. I love chatting with you, so I've been looking forward to this.
Well, I love chatting with you as well. We are sisters from another mothers. That's what they are. So let's, Abby, first off, your backdrop. I love the fact that you are a poet laureate, and that is not a fake background. That is all of the goodness that you bring to us. So in addition to the goodness, let's talk about how you and your family are doing during this pandemic.
We're doing okay. Like I feel like a lot of people are in this space where they're getting by, they're upright, they're eating, they're occasionally getting dressed. So I feel like that's the bucket that we're in. We're surviving, but it's not pretty. Remote learning for my daughter, she's 6, is a circus, to say the least. And I only have the one child. So we're getting by, but it's really difficult. Tom is mostly back at work and he is stationed at GBLM. So he's mostly gone. So it's mostly me and May at home.
Wow, wow. So you are doing double duty in addition to being a partner who is active in our military. And from a military child's point of view, my mom carried so much, and so I can't even imagine what it's like to walk in your shoes. And it amazes me that in addition to all that you do, you still have poetry workshops that you've been offering since you were given the title of, or earned the title of Poet Laureate. Let's talk about some of those workshops because I would imagine you have had to adjust in the sense of COVID.
Yeah, I definitely did. When I think I was on this summer and I was talking about when COVID hit, I did Poem Fridays, which is on the Grit City Poet Laureate YouTube channel. But this summer I did a 4-month weekly workshop series at a young adult shelter. And I'm currently teaching a workshop series for Senior University through Frank Toby Jones. And I'm also teaching a 4-month weekly workshop series for military and military connected families. And that's through Creative Forces and the Cohen Military Family Clinic. So yeah, I have a lot of those going. Fortunately, the poetry workshops were easy to transition to Zoom, relatively easy to transition. What has been hardest about workshops, honestly, is that I bake usually for everybody. And it's hard for me not to feed people. Like while I'm teaching a workshop, it's really awkward to be like, I don't have anything for you to eat. Like, I'm horrified.
Oh, Abby, you are such joy. I've been laughing so hard since you started that because food is the great uniter.
It
And
is.
poetry for me is my soul food. So for you to like come alongside and say, sorry, I don't have any creme brulee for you right now, it's just amazing.
Yeah, ask anyone in the workshops. I use people in workshops as guinea pigs all the time. I'm like, try these coconut cookies. Now, what do you think?
What do you think? So, Abby, let's talk about this anthology of poems written by the youth at the Selma Carson home. And first off, that name just evokes a wrench in my heart. What was it like? And just help us understand what we need to know, the golden nugget from that experience.
Yeah, I think personally, what I'm taking away from the workshop, I mean, I'm taking a lot away from the experience. It started in 2018 when I read an article in the News Tribune, and it was about an escape from Selma Carson. And I was like feeling helpless and was like, I can't do anything to help this. I don't speak Spanish. I'm not a lawyer. And then I was just thinking, well, what can you do? And I teach poetry. So I contacted them and wanted to teach poetry at the workshop. I said I had translators, which I didn't yet, but they came. And then we went in and did 6-week workshop series in 2018 and 2019. We were supposed to go back in April of 2020, and obviously that got canned. So in lieu of that, we've put together the poetry anthology that you see here, Corre y Corre sin detenerte. And it's run and run without stopping. It's a line from one of the poems written by the youth in this center. This is the Selma Carson Home is a program and facility that's run by Pioneer Human Services. And their statement is that this center is for boys aged 13 to 17 who are awaiting immigration proceedings. So some of the boys would come to one workshop and then they were transferred or deported, gone. Some of them were at every workshop. We only got to know them during this poetry workshop. And yes, I baked for them. And it was absolutely life-changing to be in a room with poets who, many of the poems in this book are not just first endeavors at poetry, but also first endeavors in writing. There were several poets in this group who had no classroom experience or background. And so this was the first experience they had in writing and in really, seeing their voices before them, and seeing them in a way that they are first introduced as a way to value them, to value the voice, to value your experiences, where you've been, your story, that it matters, that it changes things, that you change things as an individual. And that was really very meaningful to me. And it was heart-wrenching. I mean, as a mother, it was difficult also to teach these workshops.
Yeah. I've been sitting here trying to keep the tears at bay because my mommy heart is just like, I don't know how you were a vessel for their words. Abby, I am like wanting to know, how can viewers get a copy of this book and donate to the project? How do we get this book into, I'm just going to say it, Tacoma Public Schools? How does this become Tacoma Reads?
Yeah. Oh, that would be wonderful. The anthology, you can get it on my website. It's for sale. It went on sale yesterday, only shipping to people in Pierce County for the first 5 days. It's a pretty limited supply. And so these first 5 days, I'm only shipping to Pierce County. And that's at abbyemurray.com, and it's /anthology. But if you go to abbyemurray.com, you'll be able to find it. All of the proceeds, each anthology is $10, and all of the proceeds are going to be benefiting Tacoma organizations that serve immigrants and refugees, including Aid Northwest and Proyecto Mole. So all of the proceeds from this are going to be, I'm just delivering them to different organizations in the area. So it's a really great way not only to read these poems and to engage with these poets as people rather than detainees. It's also an opportunity to learn about what Tacoma organizations are doing right now to serve individuals in our community who we can't see.
There we go. And who need to hear, I see you.
Yeah.
So we have 4 minutes left, and I'm thinking, I need a poem.
Yeah.
A poem from you, because I can't leave without a poem. So I have many more questions to ask you, but my soul is going, give me the poem. So
give me the poem. I love it. Well, I have 2 poems. I'm not sure what I should read. I have the funny poem about my daughter going to the orthodontist. Why don't I share that? It'll kind of lift us up a little bit at the end. My daughter went to her first orthodontist appointment, and she talked the entire time. It hurts my heart to tell my daughter to be quiet. I never want to tell her to be quiet, but they could not get in her mouth. And I was like, you have to stop talking. Like, you can't, we need to see your teeth. So that was really funny. So I sat in the corner and wrote this poem, just jotting down all the things that she was bringing up. So this is called Questions My Daughter Asks the Orthodontist. Did you know demons wear rocks around their wrists like bracelets? That Tefnut is the Egyptian goddess of moisture? That I am part fox, part cat, part wolf with wings? That I can write in pen or crayon or pencil? That the Spanish word for pumpkin is calabaza? That I am not allowed to vote, but my mom will vote for Biden because Trump is full of hate? That the dentist's office has prizes for good behavior, but you don't? That my Oma can sew, that our car is green, that rats' jaws can chew through concrete, that crows are thoughtful, that my smile is like a window you can open. Here, watch, like this. That my bones are still growing and so is my brain, that my teeth are like toys in a room nobody has ever cleaned up and nobody knows who made the mess, that it is hard to talk with your hands in my mouth, but my mom says I am resilient, so I'll probably be fine.
Okay. I had to mute myself because I was laughing so hard. That is just balm for everybody's soul. Oh my God. And Abby, your daughter couldn't be anything but that, given her amazing parents. And for you to have presence of mind to be writing that down. And I'm just even laughing so hard that out of her mouth didn't come, Mom, are you writing this down? Because she's probably used to you doing this.
She is actually. She's pretty used to me writing, and she knows that I would always rather be around a book.
Yes. So Abby, last question for you. What can we expect next? Where are you going to be and what's coming up?
Yeah, so I'm going to be teaching workshops pretty much continuously on Zoom. You can find out about those on my website. But I'm doing a reading on Saturday, actually, from 3 to 5 with the Redmond Poet Laureate, Raul Sanchez, and several other poets laureate from around the country, including the Washington State Poet Laureate, Claudia Castro Luna. So that's October 24th from 3 to 5. And if people want to email me and get information, they can. It's at gritcitypoetLaureate@gmail.com. And I can give you information about registering for that reading. It's free. And I'm going to be teaching a workshop on November 5th with Right 253 and the Tacoma Public Library. So I'll have more information about that too.
I love that. Abby, as always, you are just a breath of love, fresh air, creativity, and humor. Things that all of us need to be drinking gallons of right now. Thank you so very much, my dear. And I can't wait to chat with you again during the holidays and see what kind of poetry has swirled around in that wonderful head. So thank you again, Miss Abby.
Thank you so much for having me here. I just love being here.
Well, you are more than welcome. We have much more to come on Cityline, so don't go away. We'll be right back.